Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the topic that is macronutrients. In the last video, we saw that why food is important for us, and there are two different types of nutrients which are present in our food, that is macronutrients and micronutrients. Now today we are going to take up my macronutrients. Now let's start the video. That is macronutrients. Macronutrients, if we break this word macronutrient, then we'll get two words, that is macro and nutrients. Now, macro means something which is required on a large scale or in larger amount. So, the nutrients which are required in large quantity or they constitute the majority of a diet of a person, that are called as macronutrients. Naming them, they are carbohydrates, fats, protein, and water. So, let's discuss the first one, that is carbohydrates. Then we'll go on with different macronutrients. First one is carbohydrates. So the first macronutrient which we are going to discuss is carbohydrates. The carbohydrate, you see, it is quite a long name, but again, if you try to break it, that comes out as carb, O, and hydro. Now, carb means carbon, O means oxygen, and HYDR means hydrogen. Now, carbohydrates, these are those compounds which are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, here I'm saying that carbohydrates are compounds. You see over here, it is written as compounds. Compounds are those elements, molecules which are made up of different elements. Now here, carbohydrate, they are made up of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. These are the three different elements which constitute carbohydrate. Now you see, for example, you see glucose. Glucose is made up of uh, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. That is 6 molecules of carbon, 12 molecules of hydrogen, and again 6 molecules of oxygen. Now, for information, you can see over here 1 gram of carbohydrate, it yields 16.8 kilojoules or 4 kilocalorie of energy. Means if you take up 1 gram of carbohydrate, it yields this much amount of energy. So let's go on with the topic. Here we come to the classification of carbohydrates. The classification, there are three types of carbohydrates, that is monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, or they are called as disaccharides, and last one is polysaccharides. Now we'll see how they differ from each other. So coming to the next topic. So the next topic is monosaccharides. Okay. When we talk about monosaccharides, so again we'll pick up the word that is mono. Mono means something which is single unit in a single unit, or the basic unit of carbohydrate is monosaccharides. So monosaccharides is the simplest form or classification of the carbohydrate. They cannot be hydrolyzed further. Means if you try to break down the monosaccharides, they will not give you carbohydrates. They may give you any other products, but the hydrolyzation product will not be carbohydrate. Okay. For example, if you try to break down glucose, glucose is a monosaccharide. So glucose will not give you, on further breaking down the glucose, it will not give you any carbohydrate, rather it will give you different products but not the carbohydrates. Means monosaccharides, they are the basic unit of the carbohydrate. Now moving on to the next, that is disaccharides. Okay, the word di is a Greek word which means something which is two or double in number. Means कोई चीज जो दो है नंबर में वो डाई कहलाती है. ग्रीक में इसका मीनिंग होता है. Disaccharides are also the carbohydrate. They are also carbohydrate, but they are formed when two monosaccharides combine together. For example, you see maltose is a disaccharide, and here you see the structure of maltose. As you see, glucose, I have told you earlier that it is a monosaccharide. When two glucose molecules, means two monosaccharides, they are combining together, then they are forming a new carbohydrate, that is maltose. Or you say sucrose. Sucrose is formed from one glucose molecule and one fructose molecule. So fructose and glucose both are monosaccharides. When they both combine together, they form sucrose. Sucrose, maltose, and lactose, these are few disaccharides or oligosaccharides. Lactose is made up of galactose and glucose. Both galactose and glucose, they are monosaccharides. Now we'll see polysaccharides. Okay, moving on to polysaccharides. The word poly means many. It refers to numerical value more than 2. Till infinity you can take. Now when 2 or more than 2, molecules of monosaccharides, they are linked up together, they form polysaccharides. Now you see, mono means one, di means two, poly means many. In monosaccharide we have seen only one molecule. In disaccharide we have seen two molecules should be there of carbohydrate, and in polysaccharide more than two molecules of monosaccharide, they combine together to form a polysaccharide carbohydrate. Now you see examples are cellulose, starch and glycogen. Cellulose, it is found in cells of green plants, while starch is the main component of the food in food for animals. Okay, starch is also called as amylum, and it is formed when many, means more than two glucose molecules, they are joined together. They form the carbohydrate, that is starch. Okay, now we are done with the classification. Now we'll see what are the different sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are found in cereals. Cereals means wheat, rice, maize. While bread, it is also found sugar, potatoes, and jaggery. See, potato is one of the important source of carbohydrate. Jaggery means गुड़ जो होता है हमारा, उसमें भी हमें carbohydrate अच्छे से मिलता है. And the main carbohydrate which is found in our food is starch. Okay, starch is breaking down in our body to give glucose. Glucose is the ultimate source of energy in our body. So the main carbohydrate which is found in our food is starch. Now we'll move on to the another carbohydrate, that is fats. Okay, now we'll see fats. Fats, how they are formed in our body. Carbohydrate in excess are stored as fats. Means if someone who is taking more carbohydrates than the required amount, then these are stored as fats in our body. While we can also take fat from the other sources, we'll discuss later in this video. Like fat, it gives more energy than the carbohydrates. Okay, we have discussed earlier that 1 gram of carbohydrate will give you 4 kilocalories of energy. But if you take 1 gram of fat, it will give you more energy than 4 kilocalories. Means 1 gram of fat will give you more energy as compared to 1 gram of carbohydrate. Fats are stored in adipose tissues. See, these are the adipose tissues are there in a body whose function is to store fat in our body. Okay, the same amount of fat generate more than double the energy supplied by the carbohydrate. This I have told you that fat gives more energy than carbohydrates. Means if we take same amount of fat and same amount of carbohydrate, then the energy provided by the carbohydrate will be less, while the energy provided by the fat will be the more than the double energy provided by the carbohydrate. Means अगर 4 किलो कैलोरीज 1 ग्राम ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट से हमको मिल रही है, तो मोर देन दी डबल मीन्स फैट हमें 8 किलो कैलोरी से भी ज्यादा एनर्जी देगा, उतना ही फैट जितना कार्बोहाइड्रेट दे रहा होगा. Okay, fat and energy, carbohydrates both provide energy. See, we have discussed two of them, that is carbohydrate and fats. Carbohydrates and fats, we are discussing about energy. It means they both give us energy. So these both are called as energy giving foods. Okay, now you can relate to this that we have discussed that food give us energy, it help us to grow. So which in the foods, which nutrients are there which give you energy? The two nutrients are there, that is carbohydrates and fat. They both give you energy. Now we'll move on to proteins, the next one. But before moving on to proteins, we'll see the sources of fats. Okay, the sources of fat is olive oil, groundnut oil, sunflower oil, sesame oil and mustard oil. Now the source of fat in these options, in all these example, is plants. All these oils we get from plants: olive, groundnut, sunflower, mustard or sesame oil. All these oils we are getting from plants. While if you see ghee and butter, these are the two sources of fat which you obtain from animal. Butter is made from milk and milk we get from animal, while the ghee, it is also made from milk and that also we get from animals. So you see in this in the previous video we have discussed that there are the two sources of food, that is animals and plants. Now here you can see the clear example of different sources of animals and plants from where we are getting the food. Okay. Okay, now moving on to proteins. Proteins, they are made up of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen. Earlier I have told you that carbohydrates, they are made up of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. But in protein, one more element is there, that is nitrogen is also there. You can remember carbon, oxygen and hydrogen are there in carbohydrate, but in protein one more extra element is there, that is nitrogen. It also constitutes protein. Okay, proteins are made up of amino acids. See, when we compare to carbohydrates, they are made up of monosaccharides, while amino acid, they make up proteins. Now proteins, when many amino acids they join together, they form polymer. Polymer means something which is made up of different small units. Means different amino acid they join together to form a polymer, or this polymer is called as protein. Okay, now we have seen that carbohydrate and fat, they are energy giving food, while protein, they play a vital role means important role in growth and development and repair of the body. Repair of the body means to cure an injury, and growth and development means to grow, the growth of the body and development of the body. These both function are catered by protein. Okay, now you see the structure of amino acid. Before moving on in the video, we see amino acid structure is, first is amino group, that is NH2. Okay, amino means NH2 group. Okay, while in the center there is one carbon, to this carbon is attached one hydrogen, one carboxyl group means COOH group, and one amino acid group means NH2 group. Okay, and there is one R group. R group means side chain. Okay, over here it is written R group because this R group is different in different proteins. There are 20 types of protein basically, and this R group is different in every protein. Okay, but while the whole structure, amino group, carboxyl group, carbon and this hydrogen, they remain same for every protein, but this R group is different in different proteins. That is why it is written as R or side chain. Okay, now we'll see amino acids. They are of two types, that is essential and non-essential. Essential, what do you mean by essential? The word essential, essential means something which is required by our body, or something which is important for our body. Means essential means they cannot be synthesized, and it is essential for us to take them in our diet. They cannot be synthesized in our body. While non-essential means protein, amino acid that are synthesized by our body, means हमारी body इससे पहले से ही बना रही है, हमें कोई essential या फिर need नहीं है इसको बाहर से लेने की. पर असेंशियल का मतलब है कि हमारी बॉडी इसको नहीं बना सकती, और हमें ये अपनी डाइट में इंक्लूड करनी पड़ेंगी. ये हमारे लिए बहुत असेंशियल है कि हम इसको अपनी डाइट में लें. बट नॉन असेंशियल्स, क्योंकि हम पहले से ही हमारी बॉडी इसको सिंथेसाइज कर रही है, तो कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम इसको डाइट में अपने लें, या अगर हम लेते भी हैं तो इतना कोई इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है इसको लेना. ओके, तो नाउ यू कैन सी देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ अमीनो एसिड, असेंशियल एंड नॉन असेंशियल. Okay, now 1 gram of protein give you 5.65 kilocalorie of energy. Okay, this we have discussed earlier, that 1 gram of carbohydrate give you 4 kilocalories of energy, and 1 gram of protein give you 5.65 kilocalories of energy. Now children need more protein as compared to adults as they are in growing phase. Okay, you see children, they are growing, their growth is continuous. Okay, but our growth, like our growth after 18, the growth stop, or you cannot say stop, but we come to a maturity level. While children, they are growing continuously, so they need more protein than adults. Okay, proteins are also called as body building food. Means we have discussed carbohydrate and fat, they are called as energy giving foods because they provide you energy. While protein, it helps in growth and development, or it helps your body to be built. That is why protein is called as body building food. Okay, now moving on to the next topic, we'll see proteins. This is a simple representation of protein. Now you see protein, it is represented as a long chain of amino acids. in this one circle it is represented as one amino acid, means many amino acid when they form a long polymer chain, that is a one protein they are forming. Okay, this is a simple representation to make the concept clear. Okay. Okay, we'll see the different sources of protein, that is meat, fish, pulses, milk and peas. Now see, pulses and peas, these two things which are there which we get from plants. While if you see other examples, that is meat, fish and milk, this is what we get from animals. Okay, so these are different food in which which have proteins and they help our body to grow and in repair of our body. Now we'll come to the next and the last macronutrient, that is water. Water is a very vast topic. It cannot be completed in just one or two slides or in just one or two videos. It is a very vast topic, but here we are trying to summarize it. Now water is essential for the reaction which take place in our body. As we all know, human body consists of 60 to 70% of water. Means our body has much more water than any other elements. Okay, water is essential for all the reactions. For every reaction which is taking place in our body, water is essential for it. Now coming to the functions of water, water regulates the body temperature by sweating and evaporation. By releasing the sweat and by the evaporation of the sweat. Now you see in the summer time there is more sweating as compared to in winter. So summer the temperature is very high. That is why the body releases the water in the form of sweat. This way body maintains the temperature normal as compared to the outside temperature. Water helps in digestion of the food and transportation and excretion. Digestion of the food is catered by water, while transportation means the digested food which is there, it has to be transported to every organ. So water helps in transportation because you see blood is also there in liquid form, means blood has water content. So blood transport these material to different organs, means ultimately water is helping in transportation. Excretion means releasing the unwanted or waste material from our body, that is also done with the help of water. Okay, now here you see this table is a very important one. Okay, I have listed out the different macronutrient, the element, basic units, functions, what the functions they do, and energy, how much energy they provide, and the sources from where we get these different macronutrients. Now carbohydrate, you see, for carbohydrates, the elements constituent are carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. While the basic unit of carbohydrate is monosaccharides. Function is it provides energy to the body. How much energy? 16.8 kilojoules or 4 kilocalories. Sources are cereal, potatoes, sugars, and bread. Fat element constituent, we'll see that it is made up of carbohydrates only. So basic unit is carbohydrate. Functions, it provides energy to the body. Both these carbohydrate and fat, they are energy giving foods. And how much energy is provided by the fat? That is more than 4 kilocalories. Oil, butter, ghee, groundnut oil or vegetable oil, these all are the sources of fat. Protein, the element constituents are carbon, oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen, while the basic unit of protein is amino acid. Protein helps in growth, development and repair of the body. And how much energy is provided? That is 5.65 kilocalories. Milk, peas, pulses, fish, meat and egg, these all are the sources of protein. Moving on to water. Water element constituent is H2O, that is hydrogen and oxygen. It regulates the body temperature, helps in digestion, transportation and excretion. Okay, now we'll move. Okay, in the next video we'll learn about micronutrients. Macronutrients are over. Go and hit the like button, do subscribe our channel, and please do comment if you like the video, what are things which you think about this video, what are the other topics which you want to be discussed over here. Please let me know through the comments. Thank you for watching.